Hey everybody, David Duford here at davidduford.com, where I help insurance agents like you become top producing insurance professionals. Today I have the pleasure of speaking with Mr. Justin Brock. How you doing today, Justin?
I am doing perfect. Couldn't be any better in the presence of greatness. So thank you for having me.
Of course, kiss the ring. So you're here for a reason today, and that is to promote an interesting conference coming up. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes. So we actually have been, trying to put out content to help Medicare agents for a long time. And I have been, you know, going to tons of conferences or masterminds or, things like that for the insurance space as a whole, some general insurance, some Medicare, some even Medicare supplement focus, like the MedSup conference, gone a few times. And what I saw was the emptiness for a conference that conference or mastermind. I hate to use conference because it's not like some big powwow, type of smoke and mirrors conference. It's a mastermind, whereas under 100 people in participation, and us getting down into the nitty gritty details with speakers, but a constant theme helping one person. And so that person that I saw underserved was the independent agent who has found success with Medicare, but wants to find more success, wants to scale as an agency, wants to scale their independent sales. So it could be for new agents, but my particular niche to focus on is that next level. Like, okay, I can pay my bills now. What's next? All the way up to the guys that are doing really well, but want to do even better. That it's the scaling approach. And so that niche I thought was underserved, because when I would go to other conferences, as much as I enjoy them, you would find people at the very top there, and then sometimes brand new agents showing up. So it was a big, gap, kind of like the income gap. There's a big gap between people who, were brand new to the industry, and then there were people that were soliciting to those people, trying to recruit them. But again, I felt, and I like a lot of recruiting agencies out there. Some are very good, but it's kind of like a grab for, agents. And I don't think that it was really, good for someone to really learn practical strategies from other agents and agency owners that are doing the things that they're looking to do. So that was the ideal market for this conference, is people wanting practical information, not to be recruited. I'm not saying relationships don't form at all conferences and people do business together, and that's fine. I just didn't want it to be a recruiting grab fest or a hype conference. I wanted it to be practical information for those agents and agency owners.
It's like going from good to great. It's kind of the concept here, the theme of the conference. So
exactly.
So what kind of topics are you going to have, and who are you going to have speak on them?
Yeah, so speakers, we have, I'll be speaking on a few different things. I have Galen Hendricks, who people know as the queen of the bundle. She's going to be talking about a lot of ancillary sales, and she's actually coached me on a lot of different things that we, sell, and different products that we market, and helped me a lot along the way. So she was one of the first ones I thought of. I tried to pick different agents that do things differently, so that it's not all one model, because I don't believe in a one-size-fits-all model. I think that, you got to find what works for you. Some people want to be out on the road. Some people they don't like that. They don't want to be in a car. I don't think that there's necessarily, one way to do things, but then there are different ways to scale every niche way of marketing. And so I brought on Ricky Ballard, who is going to speak, because he is the road warrior style final expense transition to Medicare agent. And that was something I wanted to hit on, because there's a lot of final expense agents that want to keep selling final expense, but they want to start adding Medicare to their portfolio for that long-term residual income. And they're sitting right in front of them a lot of times anyway. Some of those people, it's just as easy as like, oh, well, let me get you one with a little bit better coverage than what you have. And, it's not necessarily a real difficult thing once you learn the products. Well, Ricky, in his first year out doing final expense to Medicare, just, him and his team did like 1,000 enrollments. So, and they were doing it, the old fashioned way, sending out direct mail leads, getting direct mail and going out, finding out what people had, seeing if they could help them. So he represented somebody that I think knows how to build a team, but then also knew how to transition that team to Medicare. It's a huge problem I think we have as final expense agents and recruiting final expense agencies know how to sell final expense, but he's like the one guy that I know that used that model and also integrated in the Medicare into it successfully. So another guy is Medicare Robert Bache. He's more the telesales side. This is a guy that in 5 or 6 years scaled to 25,000 MedSup clients, very quickly, and also built a team. He's got 35 staff members now that he's managing, and they're all remote sales. No face-to-face, which he's actually talking about adding a face-to-face feature now because he sees that it is also lucrative in its own way. But he, is kind of going to speak on the telesales thing, how to, generate and, your leads and captivate your audience on the phone, and then we have some more advanced markets guys like Pete Fournier is going to talk about some more of like the higher, net worth life insurance, how to look for Social Security income protection for people. And that's probably just going to help a lot of the agents that are already selling Medicare maybe find a product that they can find 1 in 10 of their clients need and add a great, extra income there. I know I'm missing Cody Assens is going to be there. So Dave Duford is going to be there. So
in attendance.
Landon McCarter is going to talk about marketing as well. And Eric Fierro is going to talk about he is going to talk about lead generation for Medicare Advantage and how to compliantly, talk to your leads about Medicare Advantage, whether on the phone or in person. He's going to talk about a lot of that because I think we'll have a lot of MedSup people there that are trying to do more Medicare Advantage because it's rising in popularity and availability. And some of us might look at it as a necessary evil, but it is necessary. We have clients that's the best place for them for sure. So we're definitely going to be, diving into that approach here. So yeah, those are kind of the speaker lineup. I'm excited about all of them. We're going to learn a lot about it. We plan on this being an annual event too. So we're going to learn about, this year too, maybe, what we would need for next year to help. So maybe we might have Dave Duford speaking the next one. So, I don't know if he likes to do the speaking, but, we'll find out. I can sell anybody on anything, so I'm going to sell him on speaking there too.
Everybody's got a price, Justin.
So yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I'm just excited to, when you get people together in those formats, and if you get the right people together, you've been to conferences, that if it's the right people that, come together, that you always learn something. And it's something you didn't expect. And you actually learn from people that are in attendance as much as you learn from the speakers.
Yeah, one of the regrets I have personally is A, not going to as many conferences as I should have early on, and then B, not doing them in my own agency. I actually did my very first, I've been in business as an agency since 2013. I did my first agency get together February 2020 this year.
Yeah.
So, and the takeaway, I was like, man, this is just, I'm such ingrained in the virtual agency profile that I forgot that good old fashioned, meet and greets are just absolutely pivotal. So I totally agree. You hear it a lot from people that, these are big deals. They're different. They're beneficial more than you think it is. It's not just the speakers. It's also the networks and relationships.
Definitely.
Get out
they keep me really fired up. I find myself sometimes, just by virtue of being disconnected from the world in some way, getting burnout. And then when I am, when I go to those conferences and I see great things that other people are doing, it just motivates me to go back and work harder, and some of it's competitive, but it's like friendly competition. It's not, I want to be competitive to, with my friends and us, work towards a greater goal. And I think the conferences are really good for that. And picking the best ones. Honestly, I have not been to a conference that I didn't find value in yet. to some degree. Different ones I would probably rate higher than others, and I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to piss anybody off. But I would say that everyone that I've been to, I have found value in. It was worth either what I paid for it or what I spent on travel and lodging going there. I've never not gotten something. And even to extend that to a company convention, I find a lot of people winning company conventions and not going on the trips because they're like, I don't really want to go there. It's not necessarily about where you're going. It's about going on a convention with other people that had to do something big to get there. They had to do something. You don't think you're going to learn something about sales or marketing or agency building from people that everybody there is a trip qualifier? Like nobody on a trip is a loser. Like they had to do something to get there. So I definitely think getting together is super important, and it's just very, very impactful. So I'm happy that we're throwing one, and we're learning a lot about the process and the lodging side of it and the costs associated with it. And of course we're throwing a conference with we are trying to profit from it because we're not a big recruiting agency, but part of that is the allure too, is that, we're not there to recruit you. We're there to amass people from multiple hierarchies that are all just trying to share willingly so that we all grow from one another. And I'm trying to get across to everyone that I don't try to view anyone as competition unless you're selling Medicare supplements in Tupelo, Mississippi. And even then, like I'm okay with friendly competition. I like to network with all those people. Every hierarchy, whether I do business with them or not, I think there's something for us to learn from one another, and that we grow more by being open to collaboration than we do by trying to be competitive towards one another, competitive in a nasty way, not just a friendly way.
Yeah, I agree. There's really no competition in this business. That's what's surprisingly refreshing about this business is, especially if you're new watching this, you'll find more top producers and people who have done very well be more than happy to give your time. That's one thing I've noticed. The better people, the people who've done more, that have accomplished a lot, you'd be shocked how many will actually personally respond or help you out with a question. It's just
sometimes they'll give you the boat.
Yeah, they will.
I don't view it as competition. I mean, Medicare final expense is even a bigger market for as far as pupils, but Medicare, we're on the I think we're somewhere around 50 million right now. But a few years ago we were saying we're growing from 35 million to a Medicare beneficiary count of 75 million in 2027. So there was like a 10-year gap where the population of our market was going to double.
Right.
I mean, I can't sell all those people a med sub,
Right.
So, honestly, the industry has to have a strong agent base to be relevant to the companies. And so it's in our best interest for everyone to distribute more insurance so that the companies value us and don't start to believe in e-commerce style sales more than they believe in broker distribution. And we have a large age gap in our, and people like me and you are probably bringing in younger agents, but there's a lot of, I think the average age is in the upper 50s.
Yeah, 60 average sales.
So it's not a good thing because we are far from e-com, I think, style insurance, but there's people making strides towards that and investing a lot of money and figuring it out. And if we're constantly the more profitable niche for distribution for companies, they're going to ward that off as long as possible. But if we keep treating this like this is my prize baby egg over here, I know about, you alone cannot distribute enough insurance to keep a carrier profitable. We need more agents. We need more agency builders. We need, as much as I hate some of the recruiting tactics out there, sometimes it's like, well, if you got them to get a license and then later on they figure out a better niche, at least those people recruited them into the industry, because more power to them. I don't want baby agents. I don't know, unless they work for me in here I can't, like, I know, Dave, you do a lot of, training inception. It's not a covetable position for me because it requires a lot of hand holding, but it needs to be done. And so I promote agencies that will do that. I have a lot of people who will find me on YouTube. Hey, I'm getting my insurance license. I don't have time to recruit them. I normally refer them to somebody else, based on what market they want to do, maybe where they're at local, geographically, how they're looking to market. I refer them to other people. So I'm not this guy. And that's one of the things I like about our conference is that's just not our model. We do take on some people in our hierarchy, but it's very selective. Normally they reach out to us. I ask them a few questions about what they're looking for. And if it seems like a good fit for me to where we have the time to help them and that we think it's going to be worth our time, then we'll do it. But I probably 75% of the people that come to us for contracting, I'm referring to somebody else. I've referred people to you. I've referred people to Senior Security Benefits, Heartland Financial Group, Innovative, Senior Market Sales, Senior Marketing Specialist. I've referred people to so many hierarchies because I thought for this person and where they're at and what they're looking to do, this niche seems to be like what would be the best for them. And I just think that the industry would be better to view things like that, do what's best for that agent. And if you're an agency that has the capacity to recruit all, like, I'll just throw this, like Family First Life, they seem to take everything, and I got to hand it to them. They're a recruiting powerhouse. Are they the best fit for everybody? I don't know, but I know that they're able to get a lot of agents in, and then sometimes later on they might find another path. And it's just good that we actually got that agent licensed and into the industry because we need more agents, and they're recruiting young talent too, which is very necessary. So anyway, I hate to go on that like monologue, but I just think it's important to note that we can all act like, we're this person's the best, or that person's the best, or this recruiting is the best. But as an industry, no one person is going to keep, independent agent sales afloat. It's got to be the collective of our efforts together that keeps us relevant.
So when is this conference going to happen? What are the dates, pricing approximately? Kind of give us some details, Justin.
So our conference was going to be in April, so it was already going to happen, but COVID-19 is just a crazy mofo. And we had to move it to August, which in some ways is good. I think we've been able to adjust certain things for action and put a little more time into things. I know a lot of people, it did mess up the scheduling for some people, and we certainly regret that, but no way you can predict a pandemic, I guess. August 18th, you know what I better do? I keep doing this because I get the April dates and the August dates confused. So it's actually August 21st and 22nd. So it's a full day Friday and a full day Saturday. That is the two full days. We'll get in that Thursday night and have everything set up for all day Friday and Saturday. And we'll probably go ahead and stay Saturday night just because we'll be there so late. So, everybody else's travel is dependent on that, but at least you'd have to be there Friday night to catch all day Friday and Saturday.
Where, what city?
Memphis, which, some of that is convenient for us because it's an hour and a half from us and we're having to carry a lot of, physical stuff there. But I thought it was kind of cool too, because it's somewhat central to, the country, and there hasn't been a conference that I've been to in Memphis. So it's a new city that some people get to see. I always look at that when I'm going to a conference. It's nice to get to go somewhere I haven't gone, so I can kind of like check that off my list.
Right.
But Memphis, barbecue and Bill Street and the Blues is down there. So it'll be cool to visit and everybody to get to see it. We're staying at a hotel called The Hue. But if you, missed out on reservations for it, we still have some blocked off rooms available that we increased our room block for people because it had completely booked up. But the Hue's got some available, but then right in proximity to that, you have the Westin that's right there by FedEx Forum. And then you have the Peabody, which is kind of the famous hotel down there that people can stay at, all within like a block from one another. So right there. So August 20th 21st or 21st, 22nd. Why do I keep doing that? August 21st and 22nd. Moving that date really screwed with me. But yeah, Memphis, the Hugh, August 21st and 22nd. And pricing on the tickets, we had an early bird special at $497, but the standard ticket is $697. You know, of course, a lot of that goes to the event being catered and the event cost, you know, having to pay for the rooms and or not the hotel rooms, but the ballroom. Most of it actually goes to catering, believe it or not. That's where they make their money in the hotels.
I know. I've looked at it. Ain't cheap.
No, they make if you spend enough on catering, they'll give you the ballroom for free.
Right.
You got to spend quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's yeah, that's so right now the tickets are $697. There are actually 8 left. So that's all. We actually, when we moved the dates, we had 10 seats added because we were able to get the slightly bigger ballroom when we changed those dates. And so we had 10 seats added. We have 8 left right now. So we're hoping to get it, you know, a packed full house and get everybody down there. And I don't feel like, based on anybody that's somewhere else in the country and still dealing with coronavirus, around here, it's, you know, everything's kind of winded down already to a really, you know, crazy degree. It's amazing how quickly we flipped the switch here. But I don't really foresee us having any issues in August with making it to conferences. I do foresee the potential of it getting bad again in the fall, you know, or having kind of that second wave. But I think throughout August, we should be good. So I think that's some reservation, is like people thinking, well, I don't want to buy a ticket and not know. But you still have people trickling in and buying those extra tickets. So I would go ahead and get them. And of course, worst case scenario, because I get asked this a lot, if you buy a ticket and we have to move it again, the ticket will be credited to whatever the new date is. You're never going to lose it. You know, so it's not really an issue as far as that goes. But I don't foresee us having to move it again.
So below this video, if you are interested in joining, I'll be there. And you want to join, click the link below. Justin's link will be directly there. You just click on that. You'll see the overview and then be able to purchase the ticket. So make sure you do that quickly if this is of interest to you. There's only 8 spots remaining. I'm kind of late here in helping with the promotional side of this, but I anticipate this thing will be wrapped up here soon. So Justin, thank you for your time, and I look forward to seeing you in Memphis in August.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.